26.5 degrees in the shade right now in Wells, British Columbia at 4,000 feet above sea level in the Cariboo Mountains, 53 degrees north. This is bad news. My God.
Falling out right now.
Anything could happen. Wow. I'll watch the video later.
Feel the heat. I need more legs, I need water.
Ain't dry mopping this. And this is by far the warmest it's been all year by a long shot. It's also quite windy today. I didn't talk up enough the wind in my forecast yesterday. The wind, not just the fact that it can push fire, but the drying effects of wind. So take this for example. Here in Wells, we've had a tremendous amount of rain in the past month and a half, and this was a mud pit, literally with water in it and mud, not 2-3 days ago. And you see one of the things that the wind does is it pulls moisture out of things and transports it away. So here you go, a fine example of mud puddles drying out fast. This is how fast things will dry out in BC. If it's happening in Wells, BC, where it's probably been the coolest place in southern BC, you know, realistically speaking, it does not get that warm here. Probably been the coolest place in southern BC right here, and already our mud's drying out. So what's it going to do for places down south where it's super dry, super warm, super hot? It's going to dry things out even faster, and then when lightning does come, boom, it's just going to go for runs. Windy today. She's windy. Well, we're seeing lots of mare's tails and things up in the sky today. It's just after 4 o'clock today in the Cariboo here in Quesnel. This is telling me a couple things. Even though the air is very dry right now, humidity is very low, the moisture is being sucked into everything, and it's got to go somewhere. It's going up, and it's cold enough at the top though that it's able to hit that water vapor saturation point and condense and turn into a cloud. So here we go. And this is something you see 24 to 48 hours before thunderstorms like we expect. We see these mare's tails. We know that we're looking at Tuesday for storm developments. So anywhere you're looking in Cariboo and Prince George right now and you're seeing these sort of mare's tails and these sort of disturbances up there, you can probably bet that these are good candidates for thunderstorm development in a couple days time. Anyways, oh, don't go that way. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say for now. I think the chance of thunderstorm on Tuesday has just increased dramatically for the Cariboo. I think now we've got the visuals to sort of back what the models are saying. We see in the skies the signs of change are here, and there's almost no doubt. One last thing I'll say is things have been drying out everywhere. They're drying so fast that the color of the grass has already changed in Quesnel considerably. So we are heading into a dry spell for absolute sure, and heading into changing indices. Although it says over there low on the fire danger, I mean, hey, there's a fire base right over there. They'll change it. That will start changing really fast to moderate to high. Cariboo, probably the greenest place in BC right now. Probably the best able to deal with fresh lightnings. Kenny's helping. He's helping with the experiment there. So in this thought experiment that we just did, instead of having air, we used water to simulate air, right? And what Willow was and the dog was is they were low pressure systems moving along the coastline, and the waves were these sort of bits of energy. Yeah, you're both doing it. But that's okay. It's making a perfect illustration of my point. Willow is the storm, Kenny is the storm, and the ripples. Okay, good job. So the waves were these ripples of energy that were moving away from the actual low pressure system. And she was bobbing up and down because, and so was the dog. Well, you know, air rises and falls, rises and falls. That's the process within storms. So that gives us an idea of a large low pressure system moving but across hundreds of kilometers away. But those ripples it's making, we can't perceive them with our human eyes, but we can perceive these energy changes by the clouds they make, right? So I like to think of cirrus clouds kind of in that sort of way, right? That they are clues as to this sort of like ripples of sort of energy that kind of emanate from the center of a low pressure system. Does that make any sense whatsoever? So I'm seeing the evidence of the waves. Now that's not exactly scientific, what I've just told you, but it's a thought experiment. It gives us a conceivable example to our human minds of the process that we can understand. Is more what I'm looking for in that thought experiment. It's 28 degrees in Wells and 28 on the human index, human at 28%. So that means we are at crossover even up here in the mountains now. So crossover fire conditions in the Cariboo. That's what to expect more of this week. Well, standing here in my kitchen with my friend Wax Mannequin, we decided to let you know that we will be playing at the Occidental in Quesnel on Friday coming. What's the date on Friday?
Oh my gosh, you caught me off guard. What is the date on Friday?
I don't fucking know.
We're going to have to figure it out.
So if you can figure out the date, let us know. This Friday at the Occidental. Joey only, wax mannequin.
Yeah, I think it's the 12th. It's the 12th.
It's the 12th.
The 12th.
Yeah, it's obviously the 12th.
We'll see you on the
There you
12th
go. See you on the 12th.
at the Occidental.